Hello, my name is Dominic Junta. I'm the founder of IDIYA. One of the challenges that we face here in New Orleans is our high unemployment rate. Right now it's hovering around 8%. And when you look at the national average, it's around 5%. We're 3 percentage points higher. When we look at some of our neighborhoods, it gets as high as 50%. Now what's really frustrating about this number is that we have advanced manufacturing jobs here in New Orleans that are open, but we can't find qualified workforce to actually fill these positions. This is from Craigslist just recently, and you can see the list of CNC machinists and the price per, or the annual salary of these jobs around $50,000. So what's the problem? We find that today's standardized education system is not adequately preparing our community for tomorrow's advanced manufacturing jobs. So in order to talk about the future now, we do have to talk about the past and how manufacturing and education kind of developed simultaneously over the years. So we look at the manufacturing model of the 1900s. The blueprint was semi-skilled labor using machine tools and jigs that's with standardized parts, and that was a big part of what they did, with identical and interchangeable machining and parts. They were all manufactured to strict tolerances. Now, the educators at the time were tasked with developing the semi-skilled labor, so they looked to manufacturing to develop the system. And what they do? They standardized knowledge into specific modules with standardized textbooks, introduced at specific intervals, and identical applications, all graded based on specific tolerances of a student's understanding. So if you think about it, it was an assembly line, just like the 1950s Henry Ford assembly line. You put knowledge into a kid's head, and you keep adding that knowledge and adding that knowledge until it finally produces a finished product. So that's the 1950s factory and the 1950s school. You can see how they're very similar. So if you're questioning why we're the analogy, that picture kind of says it all there. Now let's look at the advanced manufacturing model of today. It's all about critical thinking. It's design thinking. It's computerized equipment doing the work and people thinking about how to make the product better. It's talking about rapid prototyping. That's the big buzzword right now. But what that means is what used to take weeks now only takes, or what used to take years now only takes weeks. What used to take weeks now only takes hours. You can get your product out in the market faster. It's mass customization, and all manufactured still to strict tolerances. Now, the factory has changed over the years, but when we look at education, it hasn't. Until Thursday. New Orleans Makerspace opens its doors for our grand opening on Thursday, and we have a video here to show you what we're talking about. So these are some of the machines and equipment that are found at our makerspace. We have 3D scanners that will digitally scan your items in. We'll have items for CNC machining and design thinking with our partnership with Autodesk and AutoCAD to be able to teach CAD design to our students. We work with 3D printers to be able to take those ideas out of the student's head and into reality. And the big part of it is now these products can be made from the design from the students. And why is this a big deal? Because when students learn, it's less about the knowledge, it's less about the memorization of science. I mean, when you talk about science, science is not supposed to be law. It's supposed to be a thought process. It's supposed to be a theory or a hypothesis, and then you test it, and then you get a theory, and then that theory gets tested until it becomes a law, right? Ask Nikola Tesla or ask Galileo what the laws they taught at their time and how it changed. And now, through rapid prototyping, students are able to find out and develop their things. I'm running out of time, so I'll make it a little bit faster. So we want to make knowledge less, or learning less about knowledge and more about discovery. And what we're looking to do is bring the makerspace to the classroom. So we're looking for 25 laptops, 4 CNC mills, and 4 3D printers. And that's going to be able to bring our makerspace to the classrooms because the classrooms are not able, could afford the cost of bringing them to our space.